Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Tribe of the Vitamin Exploitalis. Today is a very important video. Today it's going to be on how to defeat laziness and how to conquer your discipline and acquire discipline. Alright, so anyways, let's jump right to it. It's showtime. Alrighty, so our first subject matter, and I'm going to provide notes, is going to be on self-image. Now, self-image is a multi-layered thing, and it affects our lives in multiple different ways. Now, first of all, beliefs. Beliefs affect our life regardless, right? If you believe in democracy and you believe in freedom, then you're going to fight for those things and you're going to exercise those things. If you believe in a higher power, if you believe in God, right, then you're going to act accordingly. You're going to go to church, or you're going to pray, or you're going to move in that certain direction. Your beliefs on a day-to-day basis affect your very actions, right? And that directly ties to your self-image. Your self-image, in the way I like to define it, is basically the beliefs one holds about oneself, alright? And if you believe within your own spirit that you are not disciplined, if you believe within your own spirit that you don't have what it takes to overcome adversity, if you believe within your own spirit that you will be nothing more than a guy that makes minimum wage, if you believe within your spirit that where you are now is as good as it's gonna get and you can't move past it because you just don't have what it takes. If you believe within your spirit that you have to get lucky in order to be successful, well, guess what? That you're not gonna take the necessary steps it's gonna take to self-improve. And on top of that, what you believe about yourself also affects your mood and a bunch of other things. And when I say this, I'm not telling you to necessarily influence your conscious mind, because on a conscious level, I understand, me, Taylor Swagger, Dylan, right? I understand that I'm a hard worker. I understand that I am not a quitter. I'm a lot of things, but I'm definitely not a quitter. I am a very hard-working individual in my day-to-day life. I'll share a story here and there later, right? But here's the thing. On a conscious level, we may understand that, but subconsciously, we don't always understand that. Subconsciously, if you don't have this instilled within you, it's going to be strictly conscious. And if you believe this on a conscious level, it's not going to affect your actions and decision making on the same level as if you understand this on a subconscious level. On a subconscious level, that's where our decision making really, kicks in. Do you think these companies would invest hundreds of millions, and honestly, if you add all businesses, billions of dollars into advertising for no reason? No. They do the research and they figure out that advertising helps increase, the amount of royalties we make. It helps increase the amount of profits we make each year. So they're willing to invest millions of dollars into cameras, into camera crews, into people that are going to write the scripts for these things, the catchphrases, the lighting, and all the small subtleties are meant to capture your subconscious mind and have you feel a certain type of way about their product. All right, so understand that. That's just an example I can give you as to the power of the subconscious mind. Self-hypnosis is very effective, along with visualization, for reshaping your core identity, for reshaping the beliefs you hold about yourself and the world around you. All right, that's what self-hypnosis is used for, and I honestly do think that that's the best way to go about doing it. Now, there's a guy that I checked out his video, and he gave some really good tips and kind of guidelines for self-hypnosis. Basically, changing one's beliefs about pretty much anything, especially yourself, more importantly. Right? And for anybody that's currently skeptical right now and feels as if they think you're cheating the system, your self-image will change naturally via hard work, your identity changes, or for you KSI fans out there, your mentality changes before the true change happens.
Ultimately, it's all a mentality thing. I know once I get ripped, my mentality will change.
Is this serious?
Everything will change.
Your mentality changes when your mentality changes. So, you training and all that's your mentality training. It's not like it will just go, once you've got a great body and all that, your mentality doesn't just go, okay, time to switch, time to be an athlete now. You already made that change ages before, while you were fat, while you were out of shape.
Yeah.
You have to change the way you feel about yourself in order to enact change. You have to change your mindset. That's what changing your mindset is. Everybody says, oh, weight loss is a mindset, or building a business is a mindset. Yeah, absolutely. You have to change your mindset. You have to reframe your mindset. You have to reframe the way you feel about yourself. You have to reframe what you think you're capable of, because you're capable of a lot more than you realize. That applies to a lot of you guys out there. And I'm just starting to understand that now. So self-hypnosis is probably one of the best ways to go about doing it, right? That and visualization. So let's talk about how to do it briefly. And once we gloss over this, once we go to this, I think then everything else is a lot easier. So the first pillar, self-image. Let me read another bullet point I made here. When hypnotizing yourself, you should refer to yourself as you rather than I. And the reason is because our subconscious mind tends to pick up on phrasings that use you instead of I, right? For whatever reason. I.e., you are becoming more and more relaxed. That's an example. Not I am becoming more and more relaxed. Here we go. Start with a statement you know to be true. So that when you're trying to self-hypnose, you want to start with a statement that you know to be true. I.e., if you're laying in bed during hypnosis, you are now laying in bed. You can then infer a second statement is true by conjoining it to the true statement with and. So like you said, you want to combine a statement that you know to be true with the new belief that you're trying to instill within yourself. So by adding and, right, our subconscious mind is more likely to pick up on it and believe it, since the initial statement is something that we know to be true. Okay. The example he gave is, i.e., you are now laying down in bed and you are starting to feel very relaxed. When getting into a trance-like state, use words and phrases associated with sinking. That's more so for when you're trying to calm your mind down. If your mind is in a more calm and relaxed state, and basically a trance-like state, self-hypnosis it's a lot more effective. What I personally do is, this is also very effective as well. What I tend to do is I like to meditate before I do my self-hypnosis. That's neither here nor there. But his advice is really important as well. That's why you gotta go and check his video out. Link in the description down below. Use and you may or and you might to increase the change of your mind accepting the suggestions. So that more so applies if like you're trying to instill a feeling within yourself, right? If you're trying to instill a feeling of either confidence or like a physical sensation, right? Saying like that's how you feel now, your mind's gonna reject it because it knows that not to be true. But if you're to instill something like and you may, your mind may start to believe that more and more, especially when you did the previous step that was mentioned, which is to combine a statement that you know to be true with the new thing that you're suggesting into your subconscious mind. And just to reiterate, you want to use a statement that you already know to be true, and you want to combine that with the word and, because your subconscious mind is more likely to accept this new suggestion because of the fact that you paired it with a statement that it knows to be true. And when you're referring to things, you want to say you instead of I. Put yourself in a calm and relaxed state. You can do yoga to possibly get yourself in a state. You can meditate. Or you can listen to some really calming music, and we do that for within the first 5 to 15 minutes before you end up doing your self-hypnosis to get yourself in a nice and calm and relaxed state and trance-like state. So now your suggestions are going to get picked up more. And I also say give credit to, I believe, Typhorod. It's a different name, but yeah, this is all his information here. So, like I said, I'm going to be putting this up in the description. And this is part 2. I talk at length because at the core of your discipline. The other things I'm going to list here are, they're very important as well. There are other things that are important, but the self-image are the pillars. All right, these are the pillars. These are the foundation of your discipline. These are the foundation of who you're going to be. All right. Effectively, changing your self-image is shaping your destiny, okay? And if you don't take control of your destiny, if you aren't the one that is behind the driver's seat, I promise you, somebody else will be. For a lot of you guys, it's your parents. For a lot of you guys, it's the stupid friends you hang around, all right? Just wanted to make that clear. All right. Part 2 for building your self-discipline, right, is having structure. Having a daily and weekly schedule that is simple and easy to apply, right? And the main reason I think this is extremely useful, right, is right here. I'm going to list it off. This relieves your dependency on willpower and daily decision making, which makes your lifestyle change more sustainable. I'm going to say this one more time. This relieves your dependency on willpower. Why? Well, it becomes a habit, and it becomes a decision that you made weeks in advance, because this is something that it's like I said, a daily and a weekly schedule. This is something that you do on a daily and weekly basis, and it's a decision that you've already made a long time ago. So it's not like you're having to force yourself within that moment, within that it's not a decision that you have to make within that moment in time, right? Where it's gonna be a lot harder because it wasn't accounted for. Having this plan in advance takes away your dependency on willpower and daily decision making. And like I said, daily decision making, because it's a decision that you made days or weeks in advance. This is something that you've already instilled within yourself, and it essentially becomes a habit, right? Which makes your lifestyle change sustainable. Alrighty. And I also gave an example. I do mine via time intervals, so I don't do mine based off of at 7 do this, at 8 do this. I do mine based off of when I wake up I have to do things for a certain period of time. So when I first get up, my first 30 minutes is dedicated to my mind, right? So I'll get up and just think. I'll talk about that more later on here, or make my own video on it. I'll get up and just kind of think and allow my mind to think and exercise those thoughts, because on my day-to-day life I'm so distracted. I'll give my brain the chance to kind of problem solve all those thoughts that I didn't give attention to because of this digital life that we all live, where we're constantly distracted. So I'll do that for about 10 minutes. The next 10 minutes will be me meditating, and the next 10 minutes will be me doing this hypnosis stuff, which I'll talk to you guys about, right? From there, I'll spend the next 20 to 30 minutes cleaning my environment, make sure that my room's clean, right? And vacuum, make sure, picking up whatever I need to do, dishes, all that kind of stuff, right? Then the next thing I'm working on is I'm working on my exercise. So maybe about an hour max. I'll do my exercise and I'll do some stretching, and then from there, that's where the next thing on my schedule will be like editing, planning out videos, and scheduling my stuff. Right? And then from there, once I have all my core tasks done, it's kind of just leisure. I can kind of relax and do what I want to do at that point. And of course, I can work more after that, but the core things I need to do within my life, they've been scheduled. The one that for my diet, for basically my eating intervals, it kind of interchanges here and there. It's not super consistent, but I do have one in place for that. And for that one specifically, that one is based off of time. I would like to eat. My goal is to eat at 2 in the afternoon every single day. But that's neither here nor there. I just want to bring that up there too. It's also very important to have one for your diet. And the third one, this one's very huge, is motivation. Add incentives like snacks and activities that are fun. Things that you find enjoyable, basically instant gratification tasks, and use that to get you up and moving. Have that have that as a reward that you give yourself after maybe you work out or after you edit a video. Give yourself an incentive to get it done. And this is one just kind of like, it's kind of cute, you know, that's just like slow short-term motivation. But what's really going to get you up going every single day is find your why. That's it. Find your why. Why do you want to lose weight? Why do you want to get in shape? Why do you want to build a YouTube channel? Why do you want to build your own business? Why do you want to go to nursing school? Why do you want to go get a trade? Why? Find your why. And have it be something that invokes emotion. Have emotional content within that reason why. Okay? That's long-term motivation. That's not something where you have to watch a YouTube video every single day to get motivated. You have that's within your spirit. You know, something that invokes emotion. I would also like to give reference to men that I respect and men that have verified this very point that I've made. And oddly enough, I came to this epiphany on my own.
Stop the cap!
Well, quote unquote on my own, right? And then I started finding people that shared the same belief I had, right? And it kind of helped verify the way I felt about it. I used the Madame Gao analogy, and I might put it here again, and I might further elaborate on it via text. But some of the men I would like to address that talk about this very subject matter, if I can find it here, are these gentlemen right here. Hamza, he's a guy in I believe London, that makes self-improvement based videos, and I love what he has to say. I love what his opinions on things, and he shared this very same opinion here. Viddal Riley, and his video that he made wasn't a motivational video per se. It wasn't a video that was meant to. It wasn't like a self-improvement video, but I noticed that he was talking about Deji, and talking about how in order for Deji to fully unlock his potential, he had to change the way he believes, the way he views himself.
Yes. Some people ain't naturally athletic. He's naturally athletic. He's strong, quick, explosive. So
good. I'm glad you guys finally heard someone else say it as well. Everything his coach just said there is facts. He's naturally athletic. He's strong. He's a natural athlete. He just has to unlock it and believe in it. He has to believe that he is. And once Deji believes in that, whoever motivates him, whether it's Bruce Lee, whether it's Tekken, whatever I know Deji likes to reference for fighting techniques, because this guy is unbeatable at Tekken, smoke man bare times. He has to just channel that and just believe he's that and work with it, because he's got it, man. He's got it. He just really needs to believe in it.
Because Deji at his core is an athlete and has what it takes to be a phenomenal boxer or be phenomenal at anything he does. He says that it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. Until Deji believes that within his spirit, he will remain the same, right? And another video that I love this video, right? It was Bedros and Craig, and he was talking about how in order to build discipline, you have to reshape your identity, and you have to break the false identity that you hold about yourself.
All men carry some level of, most men, I shouldn't say all men, most men carry some form of a false identity. That false identity comes from like this shotgun blast that was delivered to their heart by their dad. And so you first have to shed your false identity and say, who do I want to be known as? And you can rebuild yourself. Every man has the time and the ability to rebuild themselves. The plan where I'm going to keep my word, because my word to myself is my reputation. The reputation that I have with myself is the highest thing that I could have with anybody. The relationship with myself is the highest thing I can have with anybody, and I want to have a great reputation with myself. And if I have a great reputation with myself, then everybody else, my reputation will precede me. If you're subconsciously have told yourself, like, man, I'm just a lazy person, like, you know, maybe you don't have to say it outward. If you're subconsciously telling yourself, I'm a lazy person, or I'm the kind of person that kind of gives up, I've got no work ethic, that gives up easily, then you will always show up lazy. You will always show up and give up when things get a little tough. If you start saying that my identity is that I'm going to be a disciplined human, I'm going to be a disciplined woman, I'm going to be a disciplined man. Once you take on that identity, now you have to do the things that discipline requires. And discipline doesn't care if you're tired. You're tired? Do it anyway, right? Discipline says, oh, you don't feel good. Well, do it anyway. Discipline says, it's raining outside and it's cold and it's windy. Do it anyway. It becomes the identity. I'm a disciplined man. To do anything outside of what a disciplined man would do makes me an irresponsible man, makes me a weak man. And I don't want to be an irresponsible, weak man, because our country already has too many of those, which is why we're eroding as a country.
Because every single one of us has the strength within us to go and self-improve and to overcome adversity. But it's only until we tap into it and we understand that we can actually see change in our actions. All right. Well, boys, I've talked at length about self-discipline. Like I said, the core pillars are self-image, structure, and motivation. I'm going to go back into the video, edit it up, make sure it's enjoyable for you guys here. There's a lot of like excess talking points that I make. I'll cut those out in post-production, and I may talk more here and there. We'll have to see. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, please be sure to drop a like on the video. Right, that helps get us more exposure and helps the channel grow. It helps this message grow. All right. It helps people find this video that may find it helpful, where maybe they're struggling with self-discipline. And if I can help people that are struggling with this, I'll be more than happy to. Because some people die without finding this knowledge. Right? Or maybe they find the message, but it's not in a medium that is entertaining enough for them to actually hear the message and digest it. You understand what I'm saying? So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the content in the background. That's my boy Virgil. King Virgil, you know what I'm saying? One of the GOATs of all time. And like I said, I might cut this out. No, I'll make part 2. I'll make part 2 as far as the benefits that I personally experienced. But yeah, y'all stay blessed, man. I hope y'all have a wonderful once y'all day. And I'm gonna get out of here. Peace.